This book makes an effort to address the process of constitution making.
For years, the scholarly literature has been focused on the content of constitutions and the implementations of the content, the rule of law, constitutionalism.
We demonstrate at a statistical level across the world since 1974 that increased levels of public input into making a constitution has lasting positive benefits for democracy.
What we found is that the process of writing constitutions is very important in ascertaining the level that a democracy achieves afterwards. That is, only when there is an inclusive participation of a wide range of social and political groups sitting together and crafting the first draft of a constitution early on, only then do the gains made at that table translate into improvements in democracy after the promulgation of the Constitution.
A second important finding is that participation at the earliest stages of the process seems to be the most important. And this was somewhat of a surprise for us, and we think it's very important because so much of the emphasis through democracy promotion and through other work that's been done since the fall of the Berlin Wall has emphasized the later stages of the process, so mainly referendums. So we think that if you wait too long for a referendum, if you wait too long, then by the time you get to the referendum, it's too late. That it's very important to have that transparent, participatory, inclusive process taking place early on.
How constitutions are formed reflects very deeply the kind of participation and representation that they can expect in their government, and that is very important.
The Arab Spring was unique because during the Arab Spring, 10 countries amended or wrote new constitutions, and for different reasons. In Morocco, in Jordan, in Bahrain, and in Syria, for example, the leaders initiated the constitutional reform process in order to halt and stop democratization. In other cases, they were genuine grassroots-initiated constitutional reform processes for democratization. Specifically in this book, we focus on Egypt and in Tunisia. On Egypt, the constitutional reform process, the participatory process, failed to bring democratization. And in fact, it was disastrous. It led to a military coup and a resurgence of dictatorship. On the other hand, in Tunisia, it led to democratization. So we specifically focus on these two cases and why participation was successful in one case and failed to bring democratization in the other case.
If you look at the U.S. Constitution and its founding, using our book as a guide, it would imply that having a room full of affluent white men who were the Constituent Assembly of the United States in 1787, that they were not the best representatives across the board, perhaps even at that time, to decide for everyone the configuration of government in this country. We now have a much more plural country in terms of races and religions and need to have more power for women. And those elements and groups were just not part of the founding of the Constitution of the United States.